The new Action Recorder can help you increase productivity by automating those repetitive tasks. For example, imagine you are a landscape architect, and each time you receive a new site plan from a client, you have to add standard layers with the appropriate layer properties. You could create a custom Lisp file, but for such a simple task it hardly seems worth the effort, especially if you don't have an in-house Lisp expert. You could store your standard layers in a template file, but still you must somehow get them into the client's drawing, which takes time. Using the new Action Recorder, you simply begin recording and then perform those monotonous tasks that you've performed many times before. While it is recording, you can launch commands, enter values, and select objects using familiar AutoCAD functionality. The Action Recorder can record typical actions from the command line as well as from toolbars, ribbon panels, pull-down menus, the Properties window, the Layer Properties Manager, and the Tool Palette. In this example, I'll create two new layers, Landscape Shrub and Landscape Hatch, and I'll assign the appropriate layer colors. You can create more robust and interactive macros by including text messages and requests for user input. When you are finished performing your repetitive operations, you simply stop the recording and enter an appropriate name for the action macro. Each action macro that you create is saved as an individual file and stored in the location specified by the Action Recording File Location option in the Files tab of the Options dialog box. A second option for Action Recorder settings on the Files tab enables you to include locations for reading additional action macros, making it easy to share action macros among your design team. The action macros in these specified locations are automatically listed in the Action Recorder panel. I'll undo the layer operations in this drawing so we can confirm the results of the macro. Here is an example of a more complicated action macro, as you can see by viewing its contents in the Action Recorder panel. This macro creates a layer, changes its color, and sets it current. It then launches the Revision Cloud tool, sets the minimum and maximum arc lengths, and then prompts the user to select an object to convert to a revision cloud. Or in this case, the Revision Cloud object is actually being used to represent the boundary of landscape shrubbery. As the macro continues, it creates another new layer on which it draws a hatch object with specified properties using the previous selection set as the hatch boundary. If you look at the command history, you can see how much action was going on in the background. Action macros are easy to create, and you can assign shortcut aliases to them. You can call one macro from another, and you can even call Lisp or ARX routines from a macro.